Alright, so in this video we are going to look at how to solve the problem TimeExam, which is available on the website codebreaker.xyz. The link to this problem is available in the bottom of this video, which is scrolling text. So without further ado, let's begin. Let's take a look at the problem description. We've got a huge description here and a time limit of 1 second with a memory limit of 256 MB, which is much more than what we require. The input, I'm not going to go through the whole description because it is not useful. Only the last two lines here is what we need to focus on. It is n minutes after midnight. What is the time now? So that's basically what we are going to solve today. You are given n minutes and you have to find out what the time is after that many number of minutes. And you will have to answer it in the 24-hour clock convention. Now, as mentioned here, the catch is that n is from 1 to 10 to the power 18. It's not a big deal because, but if you notice, integers cannot store numbers up to 10 to the power 18. You have to use a data type long, long. All right. So let's take a look at the limits. We have 5 constraints here, each of which are clearly described on the website here. We're going to go in this video, we're going to solve only subtask 4, which is going to be the full solution for this problem, uh, with n ranging from 1 to 10 to the power 18. You could have different solutions for different subtasks, which would give you a lesser than full score, but it is easily achievable once you learn the full solution. So let's begin. The idea here is pretty simple. In the first case, these are the sample cases. So in the first case, we have 56. So we know that in 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. So if the value is less than 60, we can just print out two zeros followed by the number itself, because that's going to be our answer. If the number is greater than or equal to 60, but less than or equal to 1339, 1440 is the total number of minutes in one day. So that is something you'll have to calculate, which is which you can easily calculate because there are 24 hours in one day and 60 minutes in 1 hour. So 24 times 60 is 1440. So if that number is anything below that, we have to mod it by, we have to divide that number by 12 to know the number of hours it's taking, and we have to print that first, and then the remaining number of minutes that we have, we'll have to print it in terms of minutes as the last two digits. Then if it is greater than this value here, that's if it's greater than 1440, it is greater than 1 day. So we have to mod that value to 1440, because the number has to be less than 1440, because we are not interested in the number of days it's taking. We just want the time. So if you mod it to 1440, the answer is going to be less than 1440, and that's what we, and the same procedure as I mentioned before will occur. The same holds for the larger numbers, but it's just a matter of doing mod and having a data type which can actually store the huge value, because int cannot. So let's take a look at the code here. All right, so I already have the sample test cases already pre-filled here. and then with different values right there. So let's start off with the first line. I'm taking the input of the number of minutes here, and then as I said, just to make sure that the number is not crossing days, we are taking that number modulo 1440, because in a day we can have a maximum of 1440 minutes. Then we are we have, see, the 24 hours convention has the first two digits with the number of hours and the next two as the number of minutes in that day. So to calculate the number of hours, all I have to do is take the number of minutes and divide it by 60. That's simple maths, and you get the number of hours. So one thing to note here is that if the number of hours turns out to be a single digit, that is less than equal to 9, we have to have a, a 0 before that number, because it has to be in 24-hour format. So you print 0 followed by the number of hours. But if it is not a single digit, then you directly print the hours, because it's going to be 2 digits. Now, what's going to be the number of minutes remaining? That would be the number of total minutes. N is the total minutes that we had in the beginning, followed by the total number of hours that we subtracted. We have stored the number of hours. If you want to convert hours to minutes, it's hours into 60, and then you subtract that from the total minutes, and then you have the remaining number of minutes. And if that is less than equal to 9, that's if it's a single digit again, you print a 0 followed by minutes and a new line. Otherwise, you just print out the minutes directly. So we can try if each of these test cases actually work. So this works, this also works, this also works, and this works too. So I'll also show you that my submission, this is the same submission that I have done to the Codebreaker judge, and I've got an AC for all the um, subtasks right there, test cases. So thank you for watching.